Alright guys, you saw the title of the mouse video. In this video, I'm going to be reviewing a chess game of two 1200s. Well, technically one player who is 1100 and me who is 1200, because yes, I was actually involved in this game, as you can see. But before I begin, guys, if you enjoyed the video, please drop a like and a sub, as that would really help the channel a ton. If you really enjoyed the video, you can also drop super thanks. And if it's difficult to hear my voice, just turn on captions. And as you saw from the title and the thumbnail, this game is absolutely legendary, and also absolutely chaotic at the same time. Without further ado, let's just begin. So the game starts off with knight to f3. If you're wondering why I start all my games with this, it's because usually I try to play a gambit where they go for d5, then like I give them my pawn, then they take, then I go over here, then they develop their knight, then I go over here, then they capture, then I bring my bishop, then they try to kick out my knight, then I go over here, then they capture, then I bring my bishop over here, then they capture, and then I capture the queen. Comment down below if you know which gambit this is, and I might even pin your comment if you know what gambit this is. Anyways, guys, that doesn't happen, and instead my opponent plays c6, which is a good move. It's a book move. Then I played d4. Then they played f6, which is a good move because you know you are developing all your pieces. Then I played bishop to f4, obviously just trying to develop my pieces as well. And then they played pawn to d5, which is apparently the best move because you know it develops a pawn in the center and it's defended, so it can't really be attacked. If you're wondering why I pushed pawn to h3, it's because I didn't want the knight to potentially jump in and attack me, because multiple times players against me have played the fried liver attack, which goes like this, but usually there is no pawn here. Then they just jump in and they either capture your queen or your rook. I want to make sure this couldn't even possibly happen, and the knight couldn't even become a nuisance, even if it couldn't do that attack. So I just pushed that pawn. Then they brought out their bishop. They could also just try it this way. So I just pushed this pawn, just prevent that from even happening. Then they played pawn to e6, which is a good move. Then I brought out my knight. Then they brought out their bishop. I accepted the trade. They captured back with their queen. Then I pushed pawn to e3. Then long castle, which is a good move. Then bishop to d3. The idea is that if they capture, then I capture back with my queen, and I simultaneously develop my queen. They captured, and apparently I actually performed an inaccuracy here. Apparently, maybe the AI wanted me to capture with the pawn, although really I'm not sure at all, but okay. They went knight to e7, then I did short castle, then they did knight to f5, and then I put my knight in the center, trying to like potentially just annoy them. And also I am threatening this, although obviously they saw that. I mean, they are already 1100, there's no way they'd miss that. Then I performed knight to b5. Then they performed knight to e7, and apparently this is automatically losing. Well, no, not d7, knight to d6. Apparently this is losing because of this move. Then the king has to go, I'm assuming. Oh wow. Oh, that's why it's losing. I didn't even see that in the game. The reason, guys, believe it or not, it's because I actually thought this knight over here actually defended this pawn. I'm not joking. I actually got tunnel vision in the game. So instead, I brought a pawn to c3. Then they did pawn to a6. And I can still win a queen. But obviously I didn't see that. And I just traded the knight. Wow. The queen takes. And probably this threat is still there. Well, no. Now we have a new threat. This pawn. Because, yeah, the queen, it diverted from the pawn. So I captured, obviously. They brought their queen back. And I captured over here. They took back with their queen, I think. Wait, they didn't. Oh yeah, they took back with their king. Anyways, they pushed the pawn to b4. Now let me just get the next row of moves really quickly. Then knight to e4. Then pawn to f3, just like attacking their knight immediately. And even giving my king a little bit more breathing room. Oh, okay. Then the knight went over here, attacking my rook. I moved my rook. And I am potentially like making a threat over here. Because, you know, like, if this area, like, if this path does get cleared, this could be a massive threat. They pushed their pawn to g5. I don't know how that's the best move. I don't think it really accomplishes anything, but okay, I mean, the AI is almost always right. Now I pushed the pawn. They pushed. I captured. They captured back. I moved my queen. My plan was to go over here, capturing the knight while attacking their king at the same time. But obviously they found out. I captured, they captured back, and I captured the knight. I'm not joking. Although to be fair, yeah, I think their knight was going to literally get captured regardless. So, yeah, I guess it's better than nothing. Although probably something like this would have been better according to the AI, probably. Because it says that this isn't the best move, apparently. But okay, I mean, now they've lost a knight, and trust me guys, this game does not end how you expect it. They captured a pawn. I moved my rook over here to attack their queen, and now things are going to get very chaotic. The queen moved. I did king to h2, which is apparently a mistake, because, yeah, they could just capture, which they did. I captured back with my king, and thankfully their queen wasn't here, so they could just put a rook and pin the queen to my king. Because at that point, yeah, I would have been, like, basically dead lost. But they basically performed the same trick. They went queen to e4, which is apparently an inaccuracy. I moved my queen over here, which was a mistake, and now the game is literally a draw. Because they found the move, rook to g8. And I realized, yeah, I was totally screwed. I realized. I tried to defend my queen, although I probably should have just gone, like, over here. The reason was because I really didn't want to trade, especially considering I was, like, up on material, although, yeah, I definitely should have taken the trade regardless, but okay. They brought their queen over here, and that's when I realized I was totally screwed. Because, like, if I go over here, there's probably some form of a checkmate. Probably. Well, no, they'll just win my queen. Like, let me just show you really quickly. Yeah, they'll pretty much just, like, win the queen. Probably, that's what's going to happen. Anyways, let's just go back. So what happened was that I performed the move queen to e2. And then I think they moved the rook over here, but let's just see. No, they didn't. Oh yeah, they moved the rook over here. Yeah, now I remember. The idea was that if I capture the rook, yeah, the queen gets captured. And I actually couldn't move the queen because this was a check. So, yeah, listen. If I go over here, it's checkmate. If I go over here, it's still checkmate. And if I go over here, it's still checkmate. So I realized something. The only move that doesn't lose the game is capturing the rook, although I really didn't want to lose the queen, but yeah, I really didn't have a choice. And now the game, according to the engine, is a draw, pretty much. I blocked with my rook. They moved their queen. I moved my king. They brought their king. And now the game is exactly a draw. My idea was that maybe I could try, like, pin the queen, so I tried to bring my other rook. The idea was this, okay? Like, if I move the rook over here and they make some random move like this, I can do this, and now they've totally lost. But obviously that didn't happen. And instead, they gave me a check. I moved my king, and apparently this is actually a mistake. I don't know what's, like, the winning move over here. Oh. It's this and then capturing a pawn. I think they actually found that. Oh yeah, they did. Okay. I moved my king over here because I really didn't want it to get attacked. They captured the pawn. And I tried to give their king a check. And I did consider giving them a draw, but I realized something. Okay, guys, listen. If you're losing in a game, never offer your opponent a draw. The reason is because if you do, like, if you're below, like, by material or your position is, like, very bad, never offer a draw. Because 99 out of 100 times they will not accept, and yeah, they'll know that you're losing if you offer a draw, and they're higher immaterial. So just don't do it. So they'll, like, try even more to beat you. The king moved. I brought my rook over here, trying to defend this pawn. They pushed their pawn. I brought my king. To be honest, I don't really know what was the point of this move, but I still tried because, well, why not? They brought their king. I brought my king. And maybe I could try something like this, although I don't think that's what happened. Yeah, I captured. They took back. I moved my pawn. They gave me a check. Now, obviously, blocking here will just be very stupid, so yeah, I went down. They brought their queen up, giving me another check. I moved my king up. Then they pushed the pawn. I captured. I think they took back. Well, no, apparently the queen. And now, guys, this is where the game is going to end in a way that you cannot even imagine. I moved my king. They pushed their pawn. I brought my other rook because, yeah, I'm trying to, like, attack their queen. My idea was that maybe they pre-moved this move, so I could just capture their queen immediately and have some hope of winning the game. Instead, they just moved their queen immediately. I moved my rook. Their king moved. I brought my rook over here, like totally stopping their pawn entirely. And now the game is just a total draw. They move their king. I moved my rook. They moved their queen. And yeah, now I've basically lost the game. It's literally mate in 17, and I know, obviously, no one is going to find mate in 17. Probably even the Grandmaster can't find mate in 17. Unless it's, like, constantly taking material. And apparently I probably should have done something like this. Well, no, not that. Maybe like this. Yeah, that's what I should have done. But instead, this... Wait, is that the worst move that I could have done realistically? Okay, wait. Wait, okay, this is, mate in 19. This is mate in like 22 or 23, I think 22. This is losing by mate in like 37. How does the AI even see that? And apparently this is losing by mate in 17. And going over here to e2 was the only move that would keep the game a draw. I literally played the worst move possible, I think, in this like situation. If you're wondering why I didn't like capture the pawn, I actually tried, but I realized that the rook was pinned to my king, who was over here. So I tried to move the king just to like break the like pin. Although I should have realized that there's no other move they can make possibly. Like the pawn over here is frozen, so yeah, they're definitely going to move one of their pieces. Instead, they missed the opportunity to win. What they literally could have done is this. And yeah, I'm just forced to move no matter what. And then, yeah, I just lose the game entirely. But obviously it didn't happen, as we saw. And then I brought my rook over here. The idea that I had is that maybe I could, like, laser beam the queen really quickly. But obviously it wouldn't work. I still tried. And now, guys, the game is about to end. Just, it'll be insane. So I gave this check. And now, guys, there are 3 legal moves. One of which loses the game. 2 of which keep it a draw. If you picked this or this, like g4, g5, yes, that keeps it a draw. If you pick g6, which is what they did, it's mate in 2. And yeah, with me having less than 1 minute on the clock left, I saw it immediately. I did this. They could go over here, over here, over here, but no matter what, they're still going to lose. They went over here, and I did this, and I won. Yeah, I wasn't joking when I said this game was absolutely legendary, and yeah, just probably one of the most ridiculous chess games ever. So let's just review what we just watched. Like, let's just like talk about it. So a normal opening, okay, normal opening, like good strategies because you know I did play against an 1100. He played against me, which I am a 1200. I captured their bishop. They captured back. Some trades here and there. Then kind of just castling really quickly. Then me missing a very easy way to capture their queen. Then blundering this fork again, although obviously I didn't see it. And then I still won material no matter what. Then I tried to like capture some material or just push pawns randomly because I didn't really know what to do. Then we saw a trade of pawns. Then I managed to capture the knight. Then they managed to win my queen. And now the game is basically just a draw. And then I lost a pawn. Then I tried to keep the position a draw. And I accepted the pawn trade. Then I played the only move, well no, one of the like 5 moves in the position that loses. I mean, apparently this was the move I should have gone for. All of these lose. But this one was apparently the worst one. E1 was the worst one. Then they missed the ability to just capture my rook. Fun fact, guys, I actually noticed this while playing the game. I was literally hovering over the resign button when I realized they could just capture the rook. But they didn't do it, thankfully. Yeah, then I tried to capture the queen. It failed, obviously. And then they blundered mate in 2. And that's how I won. And yeah, guys, that's the whole video. If you enjoyed this video, please drop a like and a sub, as that would really help the channel a ton. If you really enjoyed this video, you can also drop super thanks. Comment down below any games you may want to like see me review. Just comment the names of the 2 players, and I'll probably review it, as I don't really have any fan suggestions. Without further ado,